Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Elena and today we are talking about the best things I have ever ate, Toronto edition, GTA edition, and we're gonna get straight into it. There's 11 items. I'm gonna spend a minute talking about each item and you're gonna want to watch this because these things are so good. You may ask yourself, why am I qualified to judge food? And that's because I'm picky. And not so much a picky eater, but I have extremely high standards. I like good stuff. I like good food. I like good quality food. I hate a lot of food. I hate a lot of shitty food. So everything I'm recommending to you is literally the best of the best. It's so good. Most of the things are a little bit pricier, but unfortunately that's just how it had to be. Like, these things just ended up being a bit more expensive. However, I do recommend that you check out all of these places at least once before you die because they're really fucking good. Number one, by the way, these are in no particular order. I'm just gonna list them all. Number one is the torched sushi, the Oshi sushi at Minami. So Minami is a pretty new Japanese restaurant. It basically brings this concept of a buri sushi to Toronto. And essentially what that is sushi that is pressed and torched. And you're gonna see it in this like rectangular shape where it has the seasoned rice, has fish on top. You know, at this specific place, there's so many different options. There's shrimp, there's mackerel, there's tuna, there's salmon. And then it has like a little bit of sauce or some sort of little seasoning on top. This sushi is so good. Like when I first had it, the first time I went to this place, I've been here 3 times. I was mind blown. Like I was completely blown away by this type of sushi. I had no idea that torched and pressed sushi existed. And it's crazy because like once I ate this sushi, every single other sushi I had, I was like, bro, I don't want that. Like I don't want a regular California roll. Like I want torched and pressed because it's just so much better. You really taste like that smokiness, that char, and Minami just does it right. Like they know what they're pairing together and all of the ingredients just go well. And you don't even need like soy sauce to dip this in because that's how flavorful and good the sushi is. It is kind of pricey. There's 3 pieces for like $9.50, but it's worth every penny. It's really good. And it's like once you try this type of sushi, like I said, you will not want to eat any other type of sushi. It's so good. Next, we actually have 3 items from Akira Back. So Akira Back is a restaurant that is also in downtown Toronto by Chef Akira Back, and he has a couple other restaurants. This is Japanese food, but I'd say it's a bit more fusion. The best thing on their menu, like hands down, at least from what I have tried, the Wagyu tacos. They are like, I don't even know how to explain it. They're so freaking good. They're really small. I think you get like 4 tacos for $26 and they're probably like 2 bites each. The Wagyu inside though is so good. I don't know what they flavor it with, but the flavor is really, really good. They have like a little spicy sauce on top and the shell is so crispy too. Absolutely immaculate, like so freaking good. Next is their crispy rice. So with their crispy rice, it's like a little tiny part of fried rice. They have tuna and they have like a little seaweed thing on top. It's like a little seaweed salad mix on top, and then they drizzle this like spicy sauce over it. Once again, like immaculate bite. I don't even know what's better, if that's better or the Wagyu tacos. They're obviously so different. I just think the flavors, the textures complement each other so well, and the whole presentation, like when they come and they just like drizzle the sauce on there, so good. And it's actually not too bad. I think it's like 20 something dollars and you get 8 pieces, which is really, I feel like that's good for like this type of upscale restaurant. But like I said, like something about the fresh seaweed with that crispy rice and then the really rich like fatty fish with the spicy sauce, like it just goes so well together. Sticking with the Asian theme that I clearly have going on, we are now headed to DASHA, and DASHA is a really beautiful Chinese inspired restaurant. I went here for my boyfriend's birthday in 2021, I think. We got a bunch of things, but the real star of the show was these wasabi prawns. So essentially it is shrimp that is fried and battered, and I don't know what they put in the batter. They put crack in that batter. What made it so unique was the wasabi taste. It had like a little wasabi sauce, but then they kind of put something else on top of it. And I'm not a wasabi girl. I honestly think it's quite spicy, and I just don't like that like weird like kind of like tingly sensation in your nose when you eat it. But this like transformed the way that I look at wasabi, and I want to go back and get these prawns again. They were so flavorful, they were so well balanced, and you still got that like hint of wasabi that we all kind of know is like I said, that kind of weird, uncomfortable feeling sometimes. But it was just balanced so well, and the shrimp were so crispy. There was like little like tobiko on them, so like the little fish eggs, which just added like a nice depth of saltiness. Such a good dish. They have so many good things there. Like their Peking duck is also really good. That's what I got as like the main star of the show. But like I said, the prawns were the real star of the show there. Keeping with the seafood theme, I went to Prime Restaurant in Niagara Falls. It's a steakhouse, and I had these seared scallops there. Scallops come with like a bacon béarnaise sauce. So it's like a cream sauce with like these bits of bacon. There's some, I believe it was like asparagus on the side. And oh my god, like they were so good. I love scallops like in general, and like I've never really had any bad scallops, but these scallops were beyond all others that I've ever had. The way that they were cooked was literally perfection, just beautifully golden brown on each side, so soft, like that ass melt in your mouth. Like you just take a bite and it just melts in your mouth. And I've never had scallops paired with bacon or even paired with like a cream sauce. Sometimes like I get this weird thing where I'm like, I kind of don't like when seafood's paired with something creamy, especially if it's like a béarnaise type of sauce, but it worked so well. It was so good, and you literally can't beat the views of like the falls. You're sitting there, you're eating your scallops, the mood is so cute, and then you look outside, you see Niagara Falls. Like, what more do you want? Yes, they're pricey, but they're so worth it. Okay, now I'm gonna give you a little bit of a cheaper option, but Milestones. I went to the one in Heartland. You can go to literally any Milestones, but they have this like, I feel like they revamped their menu lately. They have this steak sandwich, and it's marinated in like a kalbi beef sauce. So it's like a Korean steak sandwich, and it comes in like this like beautifully wrapped bread. So it's kind of like not open faced, but it's not like a fully closed sandwich. And it came with these truffle fries and scallion aioli. First of all, the beef itself was so good. Like I thought I was eating some expensive ass steak when I was literally eating at Milestones. So tender, so well cooked. I literally did not have to even chew it. The bread itself was so good. I've never really had a bread like that. And then the mixture of that with the scallion aioli and the fries, it was such a good meal. It was a huge meal. I couldn't finish it all at once, but it was such a good fucking meal. For 26 bucks at Milestones, like, you cannot go wrong. The taste was amazing. Like, I love the kalbi sauce because it's a little bit on the sweeter side, but when you balance it out with like the fries, which are salty, and the scallion sauce as well, immaculate. So good. I am a lover of Indian food, and we went to Farzi Cafe for one of my friend's birthdays, and I got this dal makhni there. I believe it has a different name, but that's essentially what it is. And this is a creamy lentil dish. This was served in like this earthenware like clay pot, and it was so good. It was a huge portion. I don't even know how much it was, but it was a huge portion of these like creamy, rich, buttery lentil sauce with all of like the Indian aromatics that you would want to have in there. It also came with some buttery garlic naan on the side, and it was not something that I would like typically order at a restaurant, because usually I get stuff with meat in them because I don't know, lentils are filling, of course, they're still protein, but not as much as like meat. And when I go for Indian dishes, I usually don't go for vegetarian dishes, but I'm so happy that I made this decision and got a vegetarian dish. I love lentils. Like my mom makes this garlic like lentil Macedonian stew that we always eat. So if you're a lentil lover and you're an Indian food lover, like bro, this is so good. So good. Next we have some Spanish food, some Spanish fusion food at Bar Chica in Toronto, and this is their trout that comes with this beautiful like creamy roasted tomato peppery sauce. It's so hard to explain because I've never had anything that tasted like that before. They also served it with these really cute onion pearls, and on top of the trout was like a thin piece of like really crispy like baguette or something. The trout itself was amazing. The fish was so flaky, so well cooked, so tender, and the sauce was like the true star of the show. It was definitely more on like the sour side, but you still got those hints of like the roasted, I don't even know what the base is, but like that roasted like tomato. I actually went and just checked and they use mojo rojo, which is once again like a tomatoey peppery base. Bar Chica had a lot of other really good things. Like they had this steak as well with like this green pepper shishito sauce, and bro, that was so good too. I would definitely check out this place. It's really like unique. Definitely check out Bar Chica if you like Spanish food. It had a little like Mediterranean twist. I usually never ever order fish. Don't get me wrong, I love fish. I'm a huge fish lover, but I feel like I don't usually order fish because it's really expensive. At most restaurants, fish is like the most expensive thing on the menu, but this was not. This was like fairly priced. I was so happy with this order. It was so good. This is not even a whole meal, but just a little side dish. So recently I went to Gyukaku, which is I probably pronounced that so wrong. Gyukaku, which is a Japanese barbecue place in Mississauga, Burnhamthorpe Square 1 area. And they had this side dish of beef sukiyaki rice. And that rice, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a fried rice lover. I love fried rice. I make fried rice every single week. But this rice was not fried rice. It's like this rice that's cooked with thinly sliced like white onions, but then they also put green onions. They put like the Gyukaku barbecue sauce, and they put sesame oil, and I think that's literally it. Oh, and then also the seasoned sukiyaki beef. The mixture of all those things together, like this rice tasted as if like Jesus Christ himself made it and was like feeding it to me. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. I was so surprised that like my favorite thing out of all these meats, out of all these beautiful things in front of me that I'm grilling on the little Korean barbecue, Japanese barbecue, was the rice, the side dish. So good. Like, I would literally go there and just order that. Like, if you can get takeout, just get the beef sukiyaki rice. So fucking good. Obviously, I've eaten a lot more like good food than that, but these are the dishes that like stand out to me. Like, they were eye-opening, mind-blowing. Like, when I think of good food, these are the things that right away pop into my head. You can go to so many places and eat something that's really good, but it doesn't like give you that lasting impression. Like, you don't just think about it. Like, sometimes I'll think about these things, I'm just salivating in my room, like thinking about them. So these are really like the top of the top, like memorable, amazing dishes that I've had. And the links to all of them, like all their menus, all the restaurants, will be down below. And I really highly recommend that you check them out, because the Toronto food scene is actually really fucking good. There's so many good places, and obviously like these are more like bougie, high end, but I can definitely do a cheaper version of this if you guys would like that. If you haven't already seen my budget or bougie series, you should go check that out. I'll have a video linked below. That's where I ate a $8 hamburger versus a $36 hamburger, and we basically compare and see which one is best in Toronto. And there'll be a new episode of that series coming out in March, and you'll see. That's gonna be exciting. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, please like, and let me know what the best food that you have ever ate in Toronto is. Like, what is the best dish? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. Peace.